Guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do the continuation of the Cimmerian Hour of the Dragon, issue number 3 by a Blaze comic. Let's go into it right now. So, last time, Conan wants to enter a building. I believe it's called the Iron Tower, but I'm probably forgetting. But he has been taken away by a group of people that needs his help. So he's here in this caravan, and he says, "Where are you taking me?" says Conan. "I have no intention of leaving Tarantia. And we have prepared horses and food for the journey ahead. Set is ahead of us. You might to leave tonight from Messentia." Conan says, "Messentia, stop the horses now. I'm not going anywhere. My people need me." "We will take care of yours in your absence." And he introduces himself as Hadradas. And he says that he needs his help because now is the hour of the dragon, Conan. And he's, talk about that when Conan was a king, he has been dethroned or imprisoned, and now they want their king back. He says, "The time of despair, suffering, and desolation, the time of exile and blood, the time of bondage. What awoke chose you to bring about the downfall of our era and restore his own. Do we even understand what is at work?" And then he says, "Xaltotun of Acheron lives again." That name, man, is so cool. Coming back a little bit later. It's also called Xaltotun of Python, the wizard. So if I wish I had a name like that. If I had a name like that, I would go outside all day and, going towards people and going to stores and say, "I am Xaltotun of Python," harassing people. Say that they should worship me. Okay, enough about my fantasies. Let's move on. So we see here that our people are being sacrificed in the name of, Xaltotun. He says, "The Acheron feeds on the despair of people. It is born when kingdoms waver. Others has been chosen before you, and others have fought it before us. The same cycle repeats itself today, but for the first time, the last ruler was brought back to life." So he says that the heart of Acheron, I believe, has resurrected Xaltotun again, and Conan needs to stop him. He says, "Your story makes my blood run cold, Hadradas, but you're talking about a wizard who died over 3,000 years ago. How can you be sure it's the same man? Look at that silver coin. It was struck before the fall of the empire. By Crom, it is him, the demon of Valkia. His name is Xaltotun, Xaltotun of Python." I can't stop saying his name. It's so good. He says, "He made your kingdom waver. He left you alive, and he is already feeding off the torments of your people. Do you understand now? Do you now understand what is at work? Do you understand what you need to find?" So ominous, really great, and the artist looks spectacular. Coming back to that part a little bit later. So we go, back to, I believe, the Iron Tower, where the three kings are having a debate. And these three kings has resurrected Xaltotun of Python. And they realize they made a mistake. Xaltotun is way too powerful, and Xaltotun is not listening to them anymore. So one of them wants to kill him, overthrow him, but the other ones are hesitant. But so this guy, I believe his name is Tarascus. He says, "Xaltotun owes us his life. Without us, he will still be in his sarcophagus for eternity." So he says that he wants to, kill him, and he has a plan. But then a voice, "Too late, little priest. Those more powerful than you are already in charge." And we see blood flowing from his lips. And yes, Xaltotun has entered the room unnoticed. Maybe it comes from the shadow, and he has his heart of Tarascus in his hand. Like a Mortal Kombat character. Doom, doom, doom. And he says, "Yes, I owe you my life, but after all, didn't I get what I wanted to?" So these two kings are a little bit bewildered, doesn't know sure what to do. And Xaltotun says, "How many hearts do you have left? How many times do you still have to betray me. He says, I don't know what happened, but we can help you. A little bit sniveling here. I know where to find the heart, wherever it is, just one condition. But he says, one condition, having your heart ripped out with my bare hands isn't enough in your eyes, Valerius? But then Valerius speaks back to him in some kind of a tone, and I like that. I mean, these are not really cowards, but he says, I am a king. I am here to stay. But he says that he is, we have already given it back to you, but Conan must die. So he wants to make a pact with him. I like that, So the king does this, Valerius, and he goes to a chamber, cuts himself, put the ring into his head, or a ring, smears it with blood and does an incantation. And the ring binds us. We answer his call. And then behind him, a group of people come from the shadows, maybe undead, I don't know. And the king says, one man, two hearts, Conan the Cimmerian and the heart of Ahriman. 2 hearts for the ring and your freedom. So they do what she wishes. So they need to go forth to kill Conan. Again, the art looks freaking awesome. I mean, look at this. Looks, again, awesome. That's my stop going to word. But also you feel that the sun is, hitting the surface. You feel basically almost the warmth of the sun. And I love the shading, the coloring, everything. So Conan is sitting here, and this guy comes in, and this guy called Publio, and he calls Conan Amra. And coming back to that a little bit as well. And he says, well, Publio, you were more welcome when you were less rich. Is this how you receive your old friends now? So Conan suspects him that Publio has, sold him out, and he wants to know where the wizard is. But he doesn't know it, but he was there 3 days ago. And so he, Conan says, well, okay, I'm going to find it. And he points him in certain directions. And then he finds an old man, and the old man says that, I saw a Stygian galley going to Kemi, the city of the snake. And he is sure that he saw some people go there. But then out of nowhere, these undead, let's call them undead for now because I don't know who they are, come. And Conan suspects that Publio sold him out again. But these undead says, 2 hearts, Cimmerian, 2 hearts against the ring and our freedom. So they say it again. But before Conan can do anything, he, the cliff breaks off and he falls into the sea. And, he escapes his fate, I guess. And then he's being found by some people. And I really love this image, the sea image, the coloring, that he's wet, that he is looking through a haze when he's open his eyes and everything is not very sharp. And then he hears the sound of people. He wakes up. Look, it is him, the Scar. Amra, is that you, Lion of the Sea? Now, what did they mean with that? Well, in older Marvel comics, there was a storyline that he was in the jungle, and I don't know the whole details anymore, but somehow he tamed a black lion, and the people that live there, I believe it's somewhere in Africa, but I can't be sure, they call him the lion. They call him Amra because, that's what they call him. I don't know, like I said, I don't know the storyline, but I like it that they throw that particular story that is more than 20, maybe 30 years old here as well. So these people know him from that time, and Conan recognizes these people as well. He says, Jasunga, Alunga, Uranga, and which hell has Mitra sent me to join you? And why do you all necklaces and chains? Are we damned? But Jasunga says that they have been captured, being sold as slaves. And he says, you are alive, and we are just as much. But the wind has blown since the time we were fighting at your side. We row for our lives now, and if hell exists, then it must be called the Adventurer. And he says, the Argosian galley? And then we heard this clacking sound of this slave trader wants to he says, silence. I no longer hear the sound of you rowing. Not sure why Conan is not, being shackled, because this is happening. Of course, Conan revolts and he attacks the slave trader. But the slave trader, whatever he's called, he says, you call me a dog, because that's what Conan calls him. And I love the fact that also, I love the fact, and I also like the fact that they are bringing this whole insult thing back. A while ago, I talked about comics, about certain characters that do insulting very well, like Dracula, in the Tomb of Dracula, that series. Check that out, it's fucking awesome. So Conan says, who do you think you're talking to, Argosian dog? Free my companions and bring me wine, or I'll beat you with your own whip. Now, there's a little bit of a thing here. As you see it, the whole whip thing is not in this box, in this balloon. Yeah, a little bit of a tiny mistake, but doesn't matter. And so this guy wants to whip him. And he says, to you, who is your master? My master, says Conan. I reign on these seas, and I will always be king. There was never been but free men under my sails, and this ship is mine now. We are on our way to Kem, he says. And then, okay, so there's a standoff, and this guy says, I'm going to teach you discipline. And then, who are you? Who do you think you are? Then Conan says, you ask who I am? Jasunga, you are Amra, lion of the seas. Arjunga and Laranga, you are Amra and Corsairs. As free men, who am I? And they all shout Amra, and they are going into battle. But of course, this is Conan, and these people want to be free, and they are, beating these slavers, and some of them jump overboard. And then they are all rejoice here. And again, I like this. People are happy. The lion has returned. And they are, shouting his name. But then later on, when the sun is setting, what torments you, Amra? You gave us more than our freedom today. You gave us our pride, our memory, and the keys to our destiny. And yet you seem sad. Conan says, something has changed the lion of the seas, something deep. Many things have changed in the 20 years, Jasunga. I am no longer the lion of the seas. I am no longer Amra. And then they go to their destinations. And it looks so good. I mean, I'm just staring on this page for, less than let's say a minute, because I look at the details, I look at the colors, I look at these, visual effects. I try to be immersed in this whole setting, and I am. The ocean is yours. The age is no longer of that of Amra. This age is that of Conan, and I am king now. I will never forget you. We made the seas of Baraka tremble. You will always be family in my eyes, but my heart is elsewhere. My heart and my kingdom are elsewhere, and I will find them. Oh, man. And this is going to be continued. Damn, this is so good. I am completely immersed in the storyline, and like I said, the visuals and the coloring and the great writing helps along. It helps a lot, and I want to know what's going on. Well, I have still this issue number 4, so let's see where this is taking us. Guys, thank you so much for watching. This is great stuff, and then we have also this from the book, from 1963, 1936, I'm sorry. Jesus Christ. That was the time the script was written by Robert E. Howard. Jesus, so good. We also have the covers here. I chose, of course, this one because that's, for me, the coolest. And we're going to see what's happened next in the next issue soon. See you later, guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.